Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Good, Sunny. Yourself?
Good. Good, thanks. You and I were out last night with some clients for dinner. Did you enjoy it? It was great. I had fun.
Yep, me too. You guys got stuck in the elevator afterwards.
We got stuck in an elevator and it was comical. It was hilarious. We couldn't get
Well,
out. It was one of the an older service elevator and we were stuck halfway between going outside and trying going back into the building and we couldn't move. And one of our guests actually had a broken leg, so she was in a one of the leg braces and crutches, so she couldn't go anywhere even with a ladder. And but they finally got us out, so it was all good, but it was quite funny.
yeah, it's an older restaurant, and um, I mean it's comical today, but many years ago, that entrance used to be for the ladies, and now they've
Hmm.
turned it into that mini elevator where it's just 5 feet or so. But you're lucky that the person at the entrance let you guys out because I told them to just
Yeah.
just leave it alone.
It didn't take too long. We were in there for, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. About
I
five
know, but
minutes. Not
I
too
said to
bad.
him, they deserve it. So let's just go back to our regular routine. But he
Yeah.
insisted on freeing you guys.
And thank goodness we needed to be freed.
Anyways, moving
So
on.
yeah. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the tariffs and Trump. And you actually on the blog there's I like your title. Trump built the tariffs wall, but Congress might tear it down. That says it
Yeah,
all.
I wanted to take a bit of a different spin on it because there's 1,000 articles and blogs out there on whether the tariffs are a good idea or not. I wanted to write something from a political angle because I think what might happen with this is Congress, which includes the House of Representatives as well as the Senate, may turn on Trump over this.
Right. Yeah. I agree. And I'm sure a lot of us agree with that. But don't they have the House of Representatives? They meet November 2026.
For the election, I know it's a long ways away, but
Yeah.
election campaigns are not, it's I know in Canada, if you're running for office, you're running the 12 months before that election day. So I would argue, they're into election season this fall.
Okay.
Okay. And so they
Hmm.
start thinking about getting reelected. If
Hmm.
I was a politician,
Hmm.
thank God I'm not, I would say my top priority are the constituents who elect me. Okay. It's not
Hmm.
the president who might be popular in the district I represent, but I think the point we're trying to make in this blog is Trump's popularity may drastically turn south because an all-out trade war doesn't benefit everybody. What they're
Right.
going to see in the States are job losses. They're going to see
Hmm.
higher prices, so expect more inflation.
Hmm.
Just see our video we
Markets
did
react.
With Dimitri a few weeks ago, and he said cars are going to go up by $4,000 almost right away.
Hmm.
So it's going to lead to job losses, higher prices,
Right.
um, and
Which does not leave.
if you own any investments, you've seen the value of your stocks drop quite a bit just in the
Yeah.
last 3 days.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's not popular for by anyone.
No, not at all. And so we want to make a comparison to
Yeah.
Richard Nixon and Trump. And what was so fascinating about Nixon is how much of a landslide he won in 1972. I'm just looking at my notes in front of me. This is amazing to me.
Yeah.
He won 49 of the 50
49.
states. Okay.
Right.
He won 520 electoral votes. And as I say this, why don't I compare this to Trump? So 49 out of 50 states went to Nixon. Okay. Just last fall, Trump won 31 states. Okay.
Yeah.
Nixon won 520 electoral votes. Trump won 312. Nixon won 60.7% of the popular vote. Okay, so anyone who cast a ballot, of everyone who cast a ballot, he got 60.7% of them. Trump got 49.8%.
Hmm.
Yet 2 years after that 1972 election, Nixon resigned because he didn't have the support of Congress.
Right.
Okay,
So,
Watergate was a domestic scandal, entirely self-induced. Sound kind of familiar, but he didn't
hmm.
have the. He was, he was leading to that was going to a trial in the Senate. He didn't have the support and resigned.
So the comparison to Trump is that the popularity won't be there and his
Yeah,
polls will drop because of all of the tariff issues.
yeah,
I guess they were talking about some people, whether it was done as a negotiations tactic or reshoring of manufacturing in the US.
yeah. I don't even know if he knows. It seems like
Mixed views.
his inner circle seems divided. Clearly, Peter Navarro is the huge advocate for these tariffs. But other people like Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is taking a much more moderate view and is suggesting that the rhetoric be toned down and that they pursue negotiations.
Hmm.
But listen, if Trump's polling numbers drop, I think Peter Navarro's very disposable.
Yeah.
So um, the other point I want to make is that if you look at the US Constitution, they give the authority on tariffs to Congress, but that's been
Hmm.
delegated to the president um, many, many decades ago. And so if a bill were to be passed by Congress, let's just say it's vetoed by the president, for Congress to have the final say, they need a two-third majority, which they're not
Right.
anywhere close to right now. But I think what the point we're trying to make is that these tariffs are so draconian that if it leads to inflation and job losses, Trump may very well lose his support in Congress. And
Right.
you know what? Two-thirds is not out of the question. If everyone loses, that means no constituent is happy. And everyone is
Right.
phoning up their local representative, their local senator, complaining about it. And that two-thirds could become a reality, which isn't today, but could be in the future.
Right. Yeah. So we'll
So
see
I
what
think
happens.
these tariffs are not permanent. They might not get
Hmm.
lifted immediately, but I think as public pressure starts to weigh on the White House and on Congress, it will lead to a change in their public policy.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's our
All
bold
right.
prediction.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to
All
you
right,
soon.
Sonny. Okay, stay out of those elevators.
Yeah, you bet.